Split sheets are something that musicians, producers, artists, singers, everyone in the music business making music need to know about and end up using at one point or another. So I'm going to give you two things in this video. One, I'm a real music attorney. I've been doing this for over 9 years. So I'm going to explain to you how the split sheet works just so you understand. But then the second thing is that I'm going to actually give you a split sheet agreement that I've made. And that's even better than any other template that you are going to find for free on YouTube or on Google or on any place. And so that you have this, and so you can sign this, get the deal terms in place, and then you'll be ready to rock and roll. Okay, so just a quick overview. All right, as we're jumping into this, please be sure to subscribe on Top Music Attorney. I'm doing free videos all the time to help you. I'm giving you contract templates. I'm doing all the things. All right, so the first thing, as far as just like understanding the split sheet in general, is we just have to identify some things. You and me, we're sitting down and we're writing a song. So in this example, you and I are going to be the authors of a new song. And so a split sheet essentially is just putting together a little summary of the deal terms. Who wrote the song? Who are the authors? We need names and email addresses and phone numbers and things like that. But then, other than identifying the collaborators, we are also going to note what are the percentages. Now, where a lot of split sheet agreements fail is that they typically only deal with publishing. They only deal with the composition side of a song. So, let's break this down. When you write a song, while it's still chords and lyrics and melodies, it's a song. So it's what we call a composition. The composition is the thing that's going to make you publishing. So then composition. Once we take our great song and we record it, it's now a master. So technically, when we talk about a song, we're talking about it kind of in two parts. The song part, which is lyrics and melodies and chords, and then we talk about it as a master when it's recorded. So the split sheet typically is only dealing with just the songwriting. And the reason I have a problem with that is that typically the time that artists and producers are using split sheets is when we've already recorded the song. So we actually have to deal with everything at once. Okay, so that's what I'm attempting to do with the split sheet agreement that I'm going to give to you, and we're going to go over very shortly. But anyways, just talking about percentages, like of all the monies that are going to be earned from the song, how much are you getting? How much am I getting? In this deal, let's say we're doing 50-50 because we're both just very fair people, very fair musicians and songwriters. But on the split sheet, it needs to, at the end of the day, calculate up to 100%. Okay, so if you're getting 80%, I'm getting 20%. The point is that it does need to come to 100%. And typically we're also looking at this because it's determining not just ownership but royalties. So it's like if you own 50% and I own 50%, that means our ownership is half and half, but it's also, as it relates to all the monies that come in, it's going to be 50% of the money to you and 50% of the money to me. Okay. So then finally, on the sheet that we're going to go through, you will see that we're also going to say, who are you registered with when it comes to the publishing? So if you're excited to see the split sheet agreement, I'm excited to show it to you. So let's jump right in. So we're going to do this song by song. Each time you work with someone, have a separate one of these. If you've done a full album, you still want to do this and have each song listed separately. So simple stuff. Song name, when did you make it? Okay, and what's the recording artist name? What's the name that's going to appear on the actual release? Okay, so for me, as a musician, I go by Miss Krystle. My music producer is that Orko. So when we do stuff together, I'm the primary artist, but we actually put him as a secondary primary artist so that his name shows up when you listen to some of our music on Spotify, let's say. So anyway, so that's where you're going to put the recording artist or the primary artist names. Right here, sampling. Have you used a sample? And if so, make a little note about what it is. So just FYI, if you're working on a song and there's a sample, good to note it, but you also need to actually get that sample cleared at some point, meaning you have to get a license, and you get a license by going to the person who owns the song and seeking permission. I have videos on this channel. If you search Top Music Attorney, sampling, and so I walk you through how to do that. All right, and then we have a little paragraph here. So here's your overview. The copyright in the song that we're talking about here, shall be retained by the authors, which are noted below. And it will, correlate to the credit, the income, the ownership percentage, all the things. Each author has the right to assign his or her respective share or administrative rights to a third party. However, the authors agree to execute a long form collaboration agreement after this related to distribution of the song. So I added that in because it needs to be clear this is not the only thing you should ever sign. If you work with someone, this is like a glorified deal memo. You and me, we did the song, we're moving quick, so we just jot this down really fast. We're going to assign it, you know what I'm saying? We're signing it just to make sure that it's clear, it's 50-50. But like you and I still need to do a collaboration agreement. We still need to have like a full length agreement that says, when are we going to release it? Who's going to collect the money? Because in distribution accounts, you can only have one bank account. So someone's going to be collecting the money. Who's going to have to pay out the other person? When are they going to get paid out? Like all the ticky-tacky stuff. It has to be in a long form agreement. So we're doing this as using the actual split sheet so that you have a place saver, okay, in the meantime. So that's all this says. That just says, hey, we're signing this right now, but we do intend on actually doing a full-length agreement. Author 1. So in this case, this is me. The record label, my record label is Dukes Up Records. So I'd put it there. Publisher name, I am my own publisher. So I'd put not applicable there. And then PRO affiliation. So if you're in the United States, you'll know these. These are the 3 big ones: ASCAP, BMI, CSAC. If you're in a different country, you can check this box and then write the name of your PRO. Quick overview: a PRO is a performance rights organization. It's the entity that's in charge of collecting your performance royalties. So if our song is then played on, I don't know, the station, in some restaurant, it's performed live. If it's ever publicly performed, the venue that played the song has to pay these organizations. So in, the case of the United States, it's ASCAP, it's BMI. So that's how we get paid, because we registered the song. So on the split sheet here, we're then going to put in, for me, my PRO number. I'm with BMI. So I put my BMI number right here. And then this is where we're going to note the percentages, right? So remember, I just went through and I said there's 2 things we need to be clear on. One is just general ownership of the composition, and then the other is general ownership of the master. So that's what these are for. The first one, the master, we're going to say I'm 50%, or here on the publishing, I'm 50%, right? So then on the author 2, friend's name, friend's publisher, PRO number. Friend also gets the other 50% of the master, and then the other 50% of publishing. Email, phone number, signature. Okay. And then I put in 4 areas just in case there were additional authors. And then we'll just summarize it right here. So again, top music attorney, Miss Krystle, publishing percentage is 50%. Of the mastering percentage, 50%. So that's just a quick overview. So we, in fact, if you remember, underneath each of the author sections, there's a little signature area. So we're actually going to sign this. And what that does is that makes this an enforceable agreement between us. So if it's the only thing that we ever sign, and then you find out that I decided to, go Wild West on ya, and I'm releasing the song and I didn't tell you, I'm collecting all the money, you actually can use this agreement to enforce against me because you signed it, right? We all signed it and we said who owned it and what the percentages were. And so you can actually enforce against me and use this. So it's better than nothing, but the best thing is that you do this is number 1. And then number 2, you're actually going to execute a full-length collaboration agreement, which will help to protect you and have all the extra details in it that otherwise is not in this split agreement. I'm going to make sure that you can get this by clicking the link that will be down below in the video. Leave a comment if you need anything clarified from what we just went through. You're going to find this extremely helpful, and I'm excited for you because you're on a mission to protect yourself legally. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you found that information helpful, and good luck.